Good morning, everybody. Good morning, Conscious Creators. This is the Consciousness Creators Summit, and it brings me so much pleasure and joy to be here and present to you some exciting stuff. So I hope you've all got your chocolate. I hope that you are ready for this mindfulness chocolate eating exercise. Thank you so much all for joining me today. Good morning, Pamela. Good morning. Today's live is all about you guys. It's going to get fun. It's going to get interactive. It's all about empowering you. So I'm going to show you some self-empowering strategies that you're going to be able to take it through for the rest of the day. Good morning, Deb. So be sure to tune in because I have something very exciting for you, and I'm going to absolutely blow this page into smithereens. Good morning, Ellie. Always ready for chocolate. Oh, definitely. Greetings from Indianapolis. Good morning, Scott. Good morning, Rita. Good morning, Jill. Oh, this is fantastic. So, as I said, I have something very exciting for you. Are you all ready to feel the vibration? Are you all ready to feel lifted? Well, I hope you are, because I want me to rap for you. That is a fantastic song, Scott. I totally agree. And just with that brief little bit of song playing, we've just immediately lifted our vibration. Would you all agree? Absolutely. So it's all about lifting our energy, lifting the high vibration. It's such a good feeling. It really is, Coretta. Greetings, Vashti. Welcome. So this morning, I'm going to provide some quick, simple, and effective strategies that you will keep with you in a high vibe state for the rest of the day. And you can use this tool anywhere you go at any time. So we all know that the number one law of the universal law is a high vibration. So we need to be in a high vibrational state before we can attract whatever it is that we want in our life, before we can move on and adapt any of those other universal laws. So, and you all would have heard by now that wherever focus goes, energy flows, or wherever attention goes, energy flows, and so on. So this is exactly where I'm going with this this morning's live, is to show you exactly that. Wherever you put your focus, wherever you put your attention, that's where your energy is going to go. And this is exactly what I'm going to demonstrate for you for this morning's live. Good morning, Joelle. Good morning, everybody. So what I'm going to talk to you about is just a couple of things. I'm going to try and keep it really short and simple for you all, but effective. So number one, we're going to talk about the stop method, which is a great mental trick to get you through any stressful situation. And it's a great way to keep you mindful and present in the moment, which is something we all desperately need. The other thing I'll be discussing is the triad, which is a triangle that includes our physiology, our focus, and our language. So this is something that I was studying with Tony Robbins, and something that he talks about quite often. It's the three patterns that create any emotion in our body. So, and the other thing we're going to look at is how we can tap into our superpowers at an instant using the power pose. And then following that, of course, we're going to finish off with a mini mindfulness chocolate eating exercise. Who's ready? After my holidays, Narelle says, oh, yes. Well, this strategy will help you, hopefully, Narelle. So, all right, let's get started, everyone. So, I guess I just want to thank you all for those who've sent some messages basically in the last couple of weeks I've got some questions that I got asked about how to reframe our negative thoughts into positive thoughts, which is a great question. So I just want to thank you to those who did reach out and offer their feedback. So thank you very much. And it gives me the inspiration, obviously, to continue doing what I'm doing. So thank you again. So all right, let's kick off with the stop method. So this method, as I mentioned, can be used anywhere at any time. And when you are feeling like you're about to lose your cool, it's probably a really good one to use. So if you're, if you're getting annoyed by the employee that you're working with, or that customer in front of the in front of you at the registration, that driver that's driving in front of you that's not being so cool, your mother-in-law, you can use this method with your mother-in-law. So whenever a situation arises where you think you're about to turn into the Hulk, this stop method will give you the ability to just go, whew, okay, let's not lose our cool here. Good morning, Caroline. Thank you for joining. Good morning, Rosemary. So the stop method is very simple, guys. So stop basically is the acronym for S, stop. So whenever you feel like there's a situation where you are unable to control the situation, or you feel like you're just about to lose it, just stop. Just visualize the red stop sign and stop what you're doing, and as if press the pause button. Press the pause button on your thoughts and actions. Now your T is for take deep breaths. So take deep breaths to center yourself and bring yourself fully into the present moment. And then of course we have the O, which stands for observe. Observe what you are doing or what is going on. And then observe what your body is telling you, what the physical sensations are. Observe what your emotions are telling you. Observe what your mind, what's going through your mind. What sort of assumptions are you making about your feelings? What's the story that you're telling yourself? And then finally, of course, within the stop, we have P for proceed, which is proceed with whatever you're doing. Because by that time, the thinking brain would have caught up with the emotional part of the brain, and we would kick into our rational mind. So rather than go off at the situation, we're more sort of tapped into our rational part of the mind, so then we can prevent ourselves from reacting rather than reacting. So good morning for those who've just joined us. You've missed a really good exercise at the start. Well, you missed some dancing at the start, but I encourage you to go back and have a listen if you're just joining us. So that's okay. That's okay. We can certainly revisit that in the next exercise. So guys, that's the stop method. So S, stop. Think about, you have a situation that's quite stressful, that has the potential to really, let's say, have you turn into the Hulk. S for stop. Stop what you're doing, pause. T, say, take some deep breaths in. O, observe. Observe what your body's going through, your emotions, your mind. And then P, of course, we're going to proceed and continue with what we were doing. All right, so has anybody got any questions about that so far? Okay, so I just want you to understand, so we're all emotional beings. So some of us are super sensitive, and some of us can be highly emotional, and that's okay. So, but with this comes with consequences. So we know that if we do get highly emotional, it does. If we act before we think, we can tend to regret some of the actions that we're taking. Adele says, when looks so summery, I am hiding. Oh, okay. Yes, it's summer over here, and it's quite warm so early in the morning. I've got the fan on actually above me. So thank you, Ali. All right, so that's our stop method, guys. Now we're going to move on to our triad. So we're going to talk about the 3 patterns that create our emotions. So this is such a simple exercise. When I first heard about this, yeah, guys, share as well. So if you have any friends that you think might benefit out of this, feel free to share. Feel free to invite those. So hi, good morning, Carol. Good morning, Adele. So we're going to talk about we've just started talking about the emotional triad. We have focus, we have physiology, and we have language. Now, when we understand this, we can also understand how to create transformation in our life, guys. So if you're looking at changing your life, this is a great tool to understand, because it's not when we start to understand things that we can take this the appropriate steps moving forward. So we have the physiology, and the physiology is basically what you do with your body. Emotion is created with motion. So whatever you're feeling right now is related to how you're using your body. So guys, I want you to now put yourself in the worst possible posture. This is probably my worst possible posture. I want you to put yourself, it's a shame I can't see. I normally do this exercise in a group environment where I can see people, but it's a bit different because I can't see you, so I'm gonna have to rely on your feedback. So when you put yourself in the worst posture, just sort of think about yourself and notice what you're noticing about that posture compared to when you stand up, raise your arms up in the air, give them a nice swing, taking deep breaths in deeply and smiling, even marching on the spot. And then try that exercise. So you're going from your worst posture, so we're talking about physiology here, to then shifting that into this open arms, arms moving, swaying, smiling, taking deep breaths in. Can anybody give me some feedback as to the difference that they were feeling? What sort of differences did you go from changing it from this posture to this much more exciting? Okay, so the emotion is created by motion. So if we want to change our emotion, we change our physiology, and we can change that at an instant. So again, the other thing is focus. So find out what you're focusing on. So are your focus, are you believing what you're putting your focus on? So whatever you focus on, you're going to believe. Focus equals reality to the individual, even though it may not be their reality. So change your focus. Find reasons to be grateful for. Picture your world as it would be. Picture your world as you want it to be. How would you rather be feeling? All right, so we've gone from a kind of posture to an exciting, happy, high, vibrant state at an instant. And of course, thirdly, on our triad, we've got the language. So the type of language that we use. Thinking is nothing more than mentally asking and answering a series of questions. So eliminate those habitual questions that you ask yourself, the questions that do not serve you, that do not have a purpose. So get rid of them. So, start thinking about more empowering words. Use language and words that is more empowering. Happy is one of them now. Yes. So hocus pocus focus. I love it, Ali. So get into the habit of starting to use more empowering words, positive words, uplifting words. So that's your three emotional patterns. We have physiology, we've got the language, and we have focus. So physiology, so your body, what are you doing with your body? This is where mindfulness comes into play. So whenever we are being mindful, we can understand and tap into where our body is. If we're being mindful and coming back and in tuning within us, we can see what's my body doing? Where's my body at? Am I slouched over? Am I upright? Then of course we have the focus. What are we focusing on? What are we believing? Is what we're focusing on true, or is it just made up in our mind? And thirdly, of course, we have language. What are you saying to yourself? What type of words are you saying? Are you telling yourself that you're no good enough? Are you telling yourself that you're not worthy enough? If that's the case, shift them to their polar opposites. Start telling yourself that you are worthy. Start telling yourself that you are deserving, and that you are the love, and that you are the light, and that you are at peace, and that you are strong, and you are fit. Whatever the case may be for you, start shifting those words to their polar opposite. Very easy. Okay, so before we move on to the next one, I'm just going to You have it. So that is music that is magic to your soul. How uplifting can just music alone can create that high vibrational state. And this is exactly the state that we need to live in order to create that transformation. So if you are ready for change, guys, if you are ready to transform your life, this is a quick, simple, effective strategy that you can use to lift that vibrational state just like that. Okay, so the last thing I want to talk about is an exercise provided to be, well, it's actually proved to be super successful with a lady by the name of Amy Cuddy's TED Talk on the benefits of a super pose that was viewed over 46 million times and ranked second most popular TED Talk in history. And so this exercise, guys, I'm going to need you to stand up. So all you need to do, so if I may, is if you can see me, so we're going to stand up, we're going to put our hands on our hips like this. And we're going to take a deep breath and deep breath out. Stand up upright. And this is the power pose. This is, I mean, who else, guys? Who else stands in this position? Which most popular character stands in that position? Yes, the only way is up. Exactly right, Carol. Exactly right. So if at all you do feel like disempowered, and get into the habit of just doing this position, get into that pose, the power pose. It's really effective. You know what? Don't take my word for it. You go ahead and trial it for yourself. How did you feel? Exactly, Kathleen. Yeah, so Wonder Woman is one character that stands like that. Superman also. You know, so there's a lot of superheroes that stand in that posture to feel empowered. So try it. Exactly right, Narelle. All right, now for the finale. So we're going to start eating some chocolate. Who's ready to eat some chocolate? Again, this exercise is something I do in a group environment, so it's going to be weird. I'm going to have to depend on your comments. So everybody got their chocolate? Okay, so who has their chocolate ready? Love my chocolate. Okay, chocolate time. 6:20 a.m. Monday morning. It's never too early or too late for chocolate, in my opinion. What do you reckon? Okay. Harness the goddess power. Yes, indeed, Dominic. Yes, yes, yes. All right. Here's what I want you to do. Now we're in mindfulness eating chocolate mode. We have our chocolate in our hands. Oh no, Ellie. Ellie says she's allergic to chocolate. That's okay, Paul. That's okay. All right, so now we're in mindfulness eating chocolate mode. Everyone has their chocolate in their hand. So do you know how we often find ourselves in autopilot? You know, how many times are you driving down the freeway and you didn't realize some of the places that you drove past? You know, you just realized, oh my gosh, that was, you know, you weren't aware. You didn't have that awareness when you're driving that there was this automatic, autonomous, you know. There was this no mindfulness behind that driving. We get into that. When life gets like that. So it's time that we start now to savor each moment of our lives, including eating the most precious commodity of all, in my opinion, chocolate. So we're going to start by looking at our chocolate. Look at the wrapper, right? Start by focusing on what it feels like. What does the texture feel like? What does the shape look like? Now we're going to slowly unwrap our chocolate. And I know some of you are probably tempted to just dive right in, but let's just be mindful. Let's take a look at our chocolate. Take a look at its shape, its texture, its color. What does your chocolate smell like? Have you ever smelt your chocolate before perhaps taking a bite? Let's engage our sense of smell. Let's put our sense of smell into play. Take a huge sniff into your chocolate. And this might look weird for those of you who've just joined us, but just bear with us. So now what we're doing is we're sensing our chocolate, and we're setting the stage for a deep and meaningful experience with our chocolate. Now, so when we initially take a look at our chocolate, our brain's like, what's this thing? What's this interesting thing that I'm holding? And then our nose moves towards it, and then the invitation of that smell, we become more excited of what's about to come. And then some of us take this excitement a little further, and then no, we won't do that, but we start to listen to the sound effects that we start to make with our mouth. Our mouth starts to salivate. And then let's go for a little bite, just a little bite. And before demolishing it, roll that little piece around your mouth, ever so gently. And just roll it around in your mouth. And then just notice what you're noticing. Notice the textures, the taste, the sensations that you're getting. That's fine, Carol. If you're licking it, that's okay. Actually, that's probably not a bad idea. You know, you can lick it. Notice what you're noticing. Are you savoring this moment? Let's take another bite. Let's do the same thing. Let's roll it around in our mouth. That is so good. So good. Good morning, Rosemary. Welcome. And that's all we need. Right? How's that feeling for everybody so far? Now we've triggered something in our brain, and our brain is getting super excited about this. Our taste buds are salivating and starting to activate. Brain chemicals are firing, they're becoming super excited. Yes, I knew what you meant, Carol. So, that is savoring, chocolate eating, mindfulness exercise. And we're acknowledging this beautiful commodity, and we're noticing that, I mean, you tell me, what are you noticing? What are some of the things that you notice just by this simple exercise? I've only taken, 2-3 bites of mine. I feel like I've already had enough. What sort of sensations started to run through your mind, your body, in your mouth? That's okay, Kathleen. You can catch the replay. So, just by this simple exercise, what did you get out of that? By mindfully eating, we take pleasure in knowing that everything in our body is super relaxed. Our senses are heightened. Our blood vessels are relaxed in our body. Blood pressure is lowered. And the pleasure hormones override and diminish those stress hormones. Would you agree? Would you agree? Mindfulness eating is medicine. You know, we're not only savoring the moment, but we're actually enjoying what we're eating. Bingo, Jill. You hit the nail on the head. Slow down and enjoy life. Slow down and enjoy life. Savor each and every moment. That's exactly right. and savoring the feeling of our chocolate is just the taste. And if you're a chocolate lover like me, it's just the added bonus. It's just the added bonus. Let me see if I could scroll down and see if I've missed any. Carol says, brilliant exercise, so much more delicious than usual. 100%, totally agree. And I guess this also prevents overeating, would you agree? Because I know back in the days, I would chow down a huge block before I was satisfied. I would eat to the point where I would just make myself sick. But if we're doing it like this, you know, just savoring each bite, tasting each texture. That's all. That's all we need. Taking the time to enjoy. That's exactly right. Beautiful. What more could you ask from yourself? Jeanette says it's gone. I will have to practice this a lot more. We all do, Jeanette. We're all still learning. We're all still learning. It takes practice. It takes practice. So this is the beauty about mindfulness, guys, is just being mindful of the present. I say that's probably enough for me. And since I've been practicing mindfulness eating, I find that I don't have to overeat. I can only eat up until 80% full. Beautiful. That's all my body needs. Why should I overeat? Put unnecessary strain on my internal organs. Alrighty guys, thank you so much. That is the conclusion of my live for you today. Paul says, when I worked for Cadbury's, I drove around with 1 kilo bars. Yum. Oh, were you tempted to dig in? Oh, wow. So does anybody have any questions? Any feedback? Anything they would like to share? Sharing is caring. Maybe not your chocolate, but any ideas, any insights, anything at all? Do you guys have anything there? Gypsy says, hello Sheb, glad I made some of this live. Kathleen says, agree, lost 150 being mindful. Bingo, beautiful. Sylvia says, thank you, my pleasure, you're welcome. You're welcome. And I know you all know all of this, what we just went through and discussed, but it's just a reminder really, isn't it? Paul says, I would scoff the whole lot, no worries. I'm with you there. Carmen says, I'm going to the store to get chocolate. You go, girl. This is beautiful. So I hope you could take those strategies with you. So we've got the stop sign. So if any moment you're about to turn into the Hulk for any reason, whatever, remember to use the stop sign. Stop. Take deep breaths in. Observe. Proceed. That's your stop sign. Then we spoke about the triage. So the triangle, physiology. Make sure where your body is. What your body's telling you. Take a look at the language. What sort of words are you telling yourself? What are you focusing on? So look at those. And then we did some mindfulness chocolate. I know we did another exercise. Oh, that's right, the power pose. Okay, so to empower yourself, if anytime you feel disempowered, just get into that power pose. It's brilliant. Brilliant, brilliant, brilliant. So, and then we did some mindfulness eating chocolate. And then we're going to finish off with, please join Vivian tomorrow. Please join Vivian tomorrow on her live. Paul, if you could put those times up for me, please, please, please. If you haven't watched Vivian's live last week, she was out of this world. Her meditation was out of this world. So if you missed it, I would suggest you go back and listen to her live. Vivio Carden will be live at 9 p.m. GMT time tomorrow. Tune in while I tune out. If you missed the this live, guys, I suggest you watch the replay for some more chocolate. Nice one, Adele. Thank you, guys. Thank you so much for joining me. I truly hope you got something out of that. Please feel free to share and invite with your friends. Feel free to subscribe to my Facebook page and my YouTube channel. And I look forward to our next live next week. Rock on, Gypsy. Thank you so much, guys. Peace, love, and oneness.